Hello and welcome along to Mondo Chelloveck Movies. My name is John, and this video is going to be a review of the second sight release of the Hitcher in 4K. So here it is, finally, the Hitcher 4K. Now I just want to take time if you can get the perspective of this. This box is absolutely huge. It's much bigger than what's inside, I think, because this is the special edition of the Hitcher. It's been long anticipated and long talked about, but finally it's been released. I want to just get this is my own unbiased view of what this is, and what I'll do after this, when I open this, I'll watch the movie, and then I'll come back on this same video and I'll put in screenshots and I'll talk about what I thought about the picture quality of this. But first, let's get into this. But this one here is coming in a humongous box. But hey, the more the merrier. So packaging. Yeah, that's what I like to see. I mean, the thing is, this wasn't a cheap item. This was £50. Those can go on the floor for later on. And you deserve, when you pay £50. I mean, look at how big that is compared to what's in the box. Finally get this released in the UK in this spectacular fashion. And I must take my hat off to Second Sight for doing that, and also for packaging this in a most amazing way. Now, yes, this is £50. It was £53 actually when it's been posted. But I tell you what, when I've had these before from Second Sight, the really good ones, the ones that are £50 or £45, and you get what you pay for. As much as I appreciate these big items, I think they're absolutely amazing. I only go for them in the movies that I really like, because there's plenty out there I could have got, but I just think they're not my type of movie. There might be somebody else's movies, I'm not going to slate them, but for this one, it just had to be got. Now, I've noticed in there, because I usually keep my shrink wrap on here, and this box here, this J card or this J box, goes round there, so I'll have to take the shrink wrap off. This is a rare time that I'm actually going to remove the shrink wrap fully from this presentation. So yes, the nurse gave me the scalpel, because I didn't see it, so I was too busy thinking about how I'm going to get into it. And there you go, shrink wrap off. I like taking the shrink wrap off. Most things, just not movies, because I can use them as a protection for a bit anyway. There's your J box, I'm going to call it. If I can take it off, that's it. Now on the shelf, now this might be a thing. I might keep that off, because on the shelf that looks absolutely brilliant. Lovely and smooth. So I might be tempted to keep the J box. I do keep the J box usually on them, especially if it's got the shrink wrap on. I'll put that up there so you can see what's going on. You can freeze frame that if you want to. So artwork is simplistic but brilliant. Yeah, I like that. I really do. So in here, oops, you get a lot of stuff. Now, I'm looking at these. These will be some art cards. Now, what sometimes happens with Second Sight, they get art cards, but they don't fit in the box and they're outside the box. Actually, I was looking at my Dawn of the Dead art cards the other day, which meant they don't sit in the box. I can't put them in the box, unfortunately. But you know, these ones do fit in. I do like that, the fact that you can fit these in. I like everything in the box that they came in, if I can do that. There's nothing on the back of these. So here are the art cards. Nicely drawn. Don't know who the artist is. And when this came out, it was an instant purchase, day one purchase. And that's all I've done. I've never looked into it, apart from the fact I know they've really done the best job that they can do on this transfer. And so my knowledge of this set is basically what I'm seeing now for the first time, which I like to do. So that's your art cards there. Next up is a book. Now, I knew this set felt heavy. Now, this is what a book this is. Really thick. I mean, this, you think about if you were to buy this in a shop, this wouldn't be cheap anyway. Lovely smell from the book as well. Got that fresh paper smell, or ink smell, should I say. So yeah, there's going to be, well, basically everything you would want to know about this. I like the type, I mean, my eyes aren't the best. I like the type in here. Typeface, it's really big, which is great. Means I can read it without putting my glasses on much. I'm more tempted to read ones like this when they've got them fine print. You do think to yourself, I don't know if I can get through this because it's quite straining on the eyes. I forgot that Jennifer Jason Leigh was in here. That's great, actually. I think she's a great actress. Very underrated. But this film, when I saw it, this was one of the ones when you saw it when you were a kid, all your friends said to you, have you seen The Hitcher? Because it came out on VHS. You would see it in the shop and you would think maybe, because we're big fans of Rutger Hauer anyway. And then word got around that this was a movie you had to see. We went and watched it, and everybody I knew, no one turned around and says, that was all right. Everyone says, what a film that was. So the fact this has been languishing in obscurity in the UK for quite a while is a bit crazy, to say the least. I like that. That's a wraparound, isn't it? So you get the screenplay by Eric Red. I've read a few screenplays, I think, for Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction. They're pretty good, actually. Quite an interesting read. Obviously, I won't read this before I see the movie. It'll kind of spoil it, even though I kind of know this film, of course, but I haven't seen it in such a long time. It'll be like a fresh watch for me. I'm really excited to see what Second Sight have done with this transfer. I know they took the time with it, and this will be the definitive version of this movie. That's for sure. So you've got your two discs in there. You've got your 4K. There's nothing on the back of there. You've got your 4K there. And you've got your Blu-ray. That's nice. That's a good touch. So now I'm going to go and finally watch a long overdue viewing of The Hitcher. And I'll be back after this to tell you what I think of the presentation of this, the picture quality, etc. And just exactly how this movie stacks up after waiting such a long time to see this. So there you have it, The Hitcher on 4K by Second Sight, a long overdue and much anticipated film that I can't wait to watch. So literally over a year ago, Second Sight said they'd got the elements to get a Blu-ray going of this. They couldn't get a 4K because they couldn't get the original negatives. They just had to take some other scans. So it was going to be, it is what it is. But lo and behold, they did find the original negatives and went back and done a 4K, spectacular 4K of it. And I'm so glad that they waited for it, and I'm so glad they put so long into it. I mean, this one's been like talked about for a long time, but finally it's been released. And like I said at the start of this video, it's literally perfection. Everything about this, well, obviously the packaging you've seen is just second to none. Second Sight always do that with their packaging when they do these massive boxes. They put things out that the true collector would love, and they've done that again. Everything about it ticks boxes for that. The extras on here are absolutely insane. There's that many of them. It's unreal. Now, both discs have the same stuff on. They have the movie and have all the extras on. So if you're getting either one of them, you're not going to miss out on any extras. Like all a Blu-ray hasn't got all the extras on, for instance. There's just any amount of stuff on. I think there's about 3 or 4 commentaries on here, if you can believe it. So obviously I put it on, and I just thought, right, I'm prepared to be wowed. They've been spending that much time on it. It should look good, and I just want to see what it's like. And I can't believe what they've done to this movie. It looks absolutely sensational. Everything about it is just flawless. I can't say any faults about this. There's a light level of grain in some parts of the movie, and I think that's just down to where it was filmed. I think sometimes when these are filmed indoors, the camera might show up a little bit of extra grain, and sometimes outside when they point at certain areas. Now there's a scene in here where there's a lot of fog, and I'll show you some screenshots where you can see this fog. Now I don't think that film can handle fog, because it does tend to get more grainy in them sections, but I think that's just down to film stock in general. So I don't take anything away from this restoration at all. This is probably one of the best restorations I've seen. Now, the best thing about it is, now don't forget in my screenshots, some of the screenshots, so my phone puts a little bit of HD on it, so you could think that some of the faces might be a little bit red. They're not like that when I'm looking at it. It's just what my phone does, unfortunately. But you'll get a good idea of what you're in for. So honestly, I put this on. Now, another thing is, I haven't watched this movie probably since about 1986, 87. Now, this is way back when. Now, this is when I was 18 and 19 years old. And I can't remember, I couldn't remember, I could remember certain scenes, but not a great deal of it. So this was like watching this movie for the first time. And don't forget the VHS that I watched, I think it was really dark. That's the only memory I've got of it. And also, this was it was pan and scanned. Now this was in 235. I didn't realize what the scope was, and obviously that this lens to this film because it's shot outside in like a kind of desert area, and it looks absolutely sensational. The way this film has been constructed and put together is absolutely amazing. Obviously, when you're 18, you don't take any of those things and you just want to see sort of violence and terror. And this has lots of that in there. It's actually, there's so many twists and turns in this. I thought it was quite straightforward. It's not your straightforward, hey, this bloke picks a hitcher up and he's an absolute psychopath. There's a lot more to it than that. And Rutger Hauer in this movie is absolutely sensational. I mean, he's an amazing actor. He's got the screen presence that not many people can pull this off. And I think this is one of his best performances. He's just so menacing. He's absolutely unhinged. And I'm not going to go into any spoilers for this. I could have done a big spoiler there, but I'm not going to do that. I just wanted to say that actually all the actors in here are just absolutely brilliant. And the cast was amazing. And it was great to go back to this in the proper scope. And this 4K was just sensational. It was an absolute delight to look at when I was watching it. I could put it on straight again. I mean, it's only 1 hour, 37 minutes. So you can get through this one quite easy. And I think Deborah might be interested in this. I'd have to play down. There's not that much violence in it. There's quite a lot of violence in it, but it's quite tame by today's standards. But the performances and everything about it and the visuals is just incredible. And also, it's got two soundtracks on here. It's got a 2.0 stereo, which I wouldn't imagine anybody using because you've also got Dolby Atmos in here. And the Dolby Atmos soundtrack is absolutely, it's wide. That's what I get from it. This film looks, it's like a wide, expansive film. And this sounds to me like the sound is just coming, it's just wide, it's just all over the place. It's absolutely amazing. There's a lot of explosions in here, there's a lot of helicopters. So you've got a lot of stuff going on. So the fact they've got Dolby Atmos in here is just absolutely incredible. So I can't wait to watch this again. I can't wait to get into the extras. I can't wait to read these books because, like I said, the printing them is just exactly the way I like it, nice and big. So I want to say that again, Second Sight have just knocked it out of the park. I don't know what it is about Second Sight. They seem to get not brought into people talk about Arrow and 88. Quite rightly, they're doing some great 4Ks. But when you get this stuff of Second Sight, you know you're in for something special. And like I said at the start of this, I don't actually buy every single one of these. I mean, they're all great. They look fantastic, but I'm quite selective of what films I actually go for. And this was always been high on my list right from day one. And I'm so glad that they waited, they got the right elements, they went and done this like jaw-dropping 4K, and they gave us something special. It was worth the wait. That's all I can say. And I've got to say, the packaging, as you saw, was incredible. And what can I say? I can just say everything on this release is 10 out of 10. There is nothing negative you can say about it. If you ever hear a video and somebody says anything negative about it, if anyone that comes out, I haven't looked at any, as I said, don't listen to it. It is perfection. And that's the only thing I can say. I could have just literally put this video on and just said, this is perfect, buy it, bye bye. That's how good it is. So anyway, I can't wait to see what Deborah makes of this set because she does like looking through these sets, even though she says that she's not really into this stuff. She will have a good look at this because it's so tactile and just so amazing. And yeah, another one, another 10 out of 10 release from Second Sight. They keep on giving, and it'd be interesting to see if they go and tackle something else as equally as iconic as this movie. So, thanks for watching. You take care, and I'll see you on the next video. Cheers.